Hello everyone, welcome back to SK Tech Codex. So today we are going to discuss in this video. We are going to discuss, as you see here, we are going to discuss about standalone component in Angular 17. So I am a senior programmer, so I have some experience with working with the Angular, so I can share you tips during this video. So don't skip this video, just watch from beginning to end. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and share, and finally put your comment in the comment section. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so so as you know, so in the recent change, Angular has made some recent change in his new update. So if you are using, so in your project, if you are using below 17 version, so you don't have this standalone component, right? So when you if you upgrade your project to use the latest version of the Angular, so Angular has currently its stable version, which is the latest version is 20, Angular 20. But if you are targeting to that particular version or going above beyond then 17 plus, then probably you will see some of the issue while upgrading the Angular version in your Angular project, right? So today I will discuss about that. So what is the change and how you are going to overcome that, because Angular although deprecated the different things which I am going to discuss in this coming coming video. So there are few changes which Angular made irrespective of your app module and app modules basically. So if you are using app module, so don't worry about that. So we will discuss that how we are going to handle that. Okay, so don't delay, let's jump to the Visual Studio and see the code. Okay, so I am just opening the Visual Studio. So I already have something here. So if you see here, I have already created one of the project, which is the learning product feature demo. So in this project, so this project is created while I am talking right now. So I created this project using this version Angular 17 plus. It is using the latest version of Angular. So so in this particular version, if you see here, so while you created this when you create this sample project, you will find like this. So I hope that you know how to create. Just write the command ng type your application name, it will create your application, right? So once you create the project, so Angular project is ready, right? You created the project, so or you have already the project. So what do you first look for? You first look for the package.json, right? So from the package.json you can find your dependency. What is your dependency? So if you are new to the Angular, so let me explain little bit about that. So what does dependency means? So these are the dependency which Angular need at the time of deployment. So whenever you are pushing these changes to the prod environment or any of your environment, so to run that particular application inside that particular event environment, we need this dependency, we need this libraries, right, to be used. Okay, apart from that, we have the dev dependency. So let me clarify you, the name, as the name suggest, it is a dev dependency. So at the time of development, you might require this library which help you to compile your TypeScript file and generate the JavaScript file, right? So remember, I can give you more detail about the video. I already have the video about the more detail about this. So forget about this. So just think about that. If you want, you can go and watch. But for now, think about that. If you don't know about the dev dependency is something which is used for your application to be built up in your at the time of development. Suppose I am working in this local area, so at the time of working in the local project, I need this dev dependency. Okay, so the dev dependency also contain, these are the this same Angular, there are couple of CLI version and compiler CLR. So these are the things which I need for the development. Okay, so after this package.json, so these are the same, right? So if you already working in Angular, so if you are already have some your existing project, this is the same, right? So you don't find any difference here, just you find that your version has been updated. Okay, so once this is done, so the next step is, so when you open this, so when you open this source folder, so over here if I open this, so over here, okay, so inside the source folder you can see your default app folder is present, right? So inside the source folder you can see app, we have app folder, we have asset, we have favicon, we have index.html, we have main.tss, right, which is already also there in your existing project. So as you know that main.ts is your starting, it's for your bootstrapping your application, right? From here only you can tell to the Angular compiler that you can start my application using this main.ts by bootstrapping your application, right? You already know about that. So and index.html is the plain HTML page where you have your HTML. So where basically you are where basically you are just triggering your the root component. So what is your root component? That means initial, at the time of initial page load, what you want to see, you are just targeting that component over here, right? So once this is done, this very similar to as whatever you have, right? So I can tell you what the difference now. So when you open this app component and go for app component, go for app component or ts file. Okay, so over here if you notice one thing, so we already know about this thing, right? So we know selector, we know template URL, we know style, but there is a new thing which you see over here, that is standalone property, which is defined as true. Okay, so standalone property which is defined as true, what will happen is that this component now is work as a standalone. Okay, that means it don't require any app module to be initialized. So if you see here, if you notice here, inside the app component, inside the source folder we do have one this inside this app component we do have that app.module component, not module, app.module.ts file, right? Which is basically our application module file, right? That is the application module file where you are placing all your modules, whatever you need to import over there, right? So but here what will happen is that whenever you are defining standalone as a true, so here you can directly define here. If I go here we have another property called as import. Okay, you don't need any app module.ts file. So if you are working in a new project, so you can see here, so you can add your whatever necessary import file. If you want whatever you want to import inside your app module, you can import over here. So this is one of the change, right? So you don't have any app module file. So there in existing, if you already working in your existing project, you might be know that there will be in the app module file we are basically importing many files, many libraries over there, whether it's a library file, or whether it's a component, or whether it is a service. Everything in the provider we are passing the services, right? So that file is not there right now. So so I can tell you one thing. So while you are just going to migrate your old application, that means your lower version to the lower version to the latest Angular version, so you face some of the challenges, so which I already did in my existing project. So what is the challenge? It will show you the error over here. So because you have so let me show you quickly. So here you will get the error. Okay, so in the standalone it will show you the error. Why? Because whenever the standalone is true, then it don't need the app module.ts file. Okay, so in the app module.ts file you are providing the app component, all of this stuff, right? So but that app component is now not dependent. So what you need to do for that, let me show you quickly how it will be look like. So this video will be little bigger, but just watch that, you will definitely get some idea. So I can just remove from here. I just remove the standalone component, sorry, import from here. We don't need now, so I am not importing anything. I just imported in the top. So now my standalone is true, right? So what I can do is that I can just in the app folder I can just right click and add a new file. So what this file is ready. So very fast thing is fast. If you are new to the Angular, so just watch it. So how you are going to write it, very fast thing is that first is export, right? First write export and define your class of module. Okay, first thing is control dot import component, and we are good now. Okay, so now you can see here, so we have added our ng module and we have our class, right? We have our class export class app module, and we have imported the browser module and app component, right? So in the declaration you define your app component, but you are still getting some error. So if you hover over the error, so this is the error which you are going to get in while you are migrating your Angular application. So keep in so focus here. So how you are going to fix this? So if you see here, the error was saying that app component is a standalone and cannot be declared in an ng module. Do you mean to import instead? Okay, so this is the error which you are going to face in your at the time of migration of your Angular application. Okay, what you need to do is that don't do anything over here. Your ng module is perfectly fine. What you need to do is that go to the app component. Okay, very simple change. Go to the app component and make the standalone. Its standalone has two properties. One is true. If you are making true, it is a standalone component. Angular compiler will think that it is a standalone component. If you are making it is false, so we have another thing called as false. Okay, so false, and it will treat as this is not a standalone component. Okay, now if you are going to navigate to the app model, so all the error has been gone, right? So in this way you can in your migration, while you are migrating the project, check everywhere wherever you have that component is defined, all the component, how many the number of component you defined. So everywhere you need to define. There will be it don't you directly give you the standalone added over there like this. So if you see here already, when here, because I have created new application, that's the reason I am getting standalone directly here. But in your case you might not have the standalone, but you can add it, right? You can add standalone false. That write it everywhere in your all the application, then it is going to work for you. That means it will all the error whatever you are getting inside your app module, that should be resolved. Okay, another thing, this is the one thing. Okay, one change. Now if you are trying, so this is our new application, right? I created the new one. So I created the new one and I just added, there is no app module.ts file, and I am just changing this particular new application to our old application approach, right? We are doing that thing, right? So I just added app module.ts file. So and I added I made it as a standalone false. If I try to run this now, if I want to run this particular project, it should run, right? As per our change, because we don't have any error, it should run, but it should not run. You can see now it should not run. It will definitely give us some error. Because why? Because we'll see that what's the error is. Let's see. It takes few seconds to build, and post that we'll see the. Okay, now it is showing, it is coming, but let me open that. Are you able to? It build is successful, but it's a runtime. Are you able to see anything? No, right? We are not getting anything. So if you open your browser console, my bad. Okay, so if you open your dev tool, okay, if you open your dev tool, you will see this error, right? You see the runtime error. It directly written, what I told, it is a runtime error, right? The app component is not marked as standalone, but Angular expects to have standalone component here. Please make sure the app component has the standalone as true. Okay, it's the Angular compiler is complaining now that we have made change to standalone false, but it's required to be standalone to be true. So that's the reason it's complaining it. So you may or might not get this error while migrating. Why? Because why we are getting this error? Why? Because why I told you, right, at the beginning of this video, I told you that the complete project the complete application, I can say the complete application are bootstrap or are started, you can say in the very common language, that the application is started by using your main.ts file. Am I right? Yes. So over here, so if you understand, if you know about this main.ts file, so over here in your code, I believe in your existing project you have this code which I have commented over here. We in the below version, below 17, before the upgrade, so you will find the you will find one of the module which is imported over here, platform browser dynamic module, and using the platform browser dynamic module we are bootstrapping the app module directly, right? In your in existing project you see this, you will have this particular thing. But in the new project, if you upgraded to the latest version and you just created a new, very fresh new application using the Angular 17 or above, so in that version you will find this code. It don't have this platform browser dynamic. Instead that it has the bootstrap application, right? So what is bootstrap application? Bootstrap application is also a library which is imported also, it's a one type of method which is basically imported from our Angular platform browser, and that is the previous one we are getting from Angular platform browser dynamic. Okay, there are two library, one is platform browser dynamic and platform browser. So in the current application which is created after Angular 17, over there you will see bootstrap application, only the bootstrap application, and you are providing your app component and app config. So this code basically makes your application as a standalone, and it's complaining, it's due to this reason it's complaining that your app component is not needed inside your app module. You don't need to add the app module over here. If you notice here one thing also, we are directly bootstrapping your app component directly. We are not bootstrapping your app module, right? Like what you do earlier days, we bootstrap your app module, but over here we are directly bootstrapping the component, right? So that makes the component as independent. It's now not depend any of the module or any of the import file, because over there you can directly import whatever the module you need, right? And it is directly passing app config from the config file, and it is it is rendering the application, right? So if you see here, what I can do is that I can just turn the TS, and what I can do is that I am not going to use the app component because I am using NgModule, I am using app module, right? I am not going to use this. Control K C, and I am going to use the app module, which is our old approach, right? So let me uncomment it. Perfect. So I am now good. Okay, let me check the name. One, perfectly fine. Okay, so it's complaining that its app module is not here, so we just imported that app module right over here. So our existing code is ready with our app module and app component. We make it as standalone as false. Okay, which you need to do in all your existing project wherever you have this wherever you have this NgModule. So if you have the NgModule, you need to make it as standalone as false. So now now we are ready. Now go to the application. Now you can see your application is live and running, right? So that's all. So for now, so that is all about. So for today video, so basically so what we learn over here is that, so the main thing you need to always keep an eye is that your NgModule in your existing project, and if you are creating the new project with Angular 17 plus, over there you don't find the NgModule you don't find NgModule or app module file over there, and and over there you notice that your component always making a standalone component as false, and after that you need to make what? After that you need to make, go to your ng module. Over there you can add your ng module attribute, then you can go to the main.ts file and you bootstrap your application using the platform browser dynamic. Okay, remember this thing, platform browser dynamic dot bootstrap your module. So there is a bootstrap application, right? The method will find inside your platform browser dynamic. That's it. So if you did do that, then probably your application will go without any issue. Okay, so hope this video you learn something, and if you really like this video, and if you anything you have any question, whether it is a basic question or whether you have thinking anything in your mind, just put inside your comment. I can look into that. I can definitely reply on that. Okay, thanks for watching, and